Good evening. This is All India Radio, Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says infrastructure enhancement and structural reforms introduced by government will make India a global hub of education. Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar launches AYUSHMAN SAHAKAR scheme. Chief Electoral Officer Nagaland issues list of contesting candidates for by-election, says 8 candidates in the fray for 2 assembly seats. And COVID-19 recovery rate in the country improves to 88.26%. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that infrastructure enhancement and structural reforms introduced by the government in the last 6 years has brought in transparency and autonomy in the institutions of higher learning in the country. Virtually addressing the centenary convocation of University of Mysore today, the Prime Minister said that the qualitative and quantitative reforms carried out by the government will transform India into a global hub in the higher education sector and make our youth competitive, giving them an edge over others. He stressed that reforms have provided greater autonomy to the educational institutions to take decisions according to their needs. This has improved transparency in medical education, and a decision is taken to appoint a National Medical Commission for this purpose. He said 2 new laws are being introduced for education in Indian medicine. Due to reforms, more seats in medical education are now possible, the Prime Minister added. Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar launched AYUSHMAN SAHAKAR scheme today. The scheme is a unique way to assist cooperatives play an important role in creation of healthcare infrastructure in the country. AYUSHMAN SAHAKAR scheme has been formulated by the National Cooperative Development Corporation (NCDC). Tomar announced that NCDC would extend term loans to prospective cooperatives to the tune of 10,000 crores in the coming years. He said that the ongoing pandemic has brought into focus the requirement of creation of more facilities. NCDC scheme will be a step towards strengthening farmers' welfare activities by the central government. As the last date for withdrawal of candidature ends today, Chief Electoral Officer CEO Nagaland Abhijit Sinha has issued a final list of the contesting candidates for the by-election to 14 South Nangami 1 and 60 Bungro Gifere Assembly constituencies. The candidates Kigovi Girha of NPF, Medo Yoka of NDPP and Seye Ville Peter Zashumo Independent will contest for the 14 South Nangami 1 Assembly constituency, while Kasio Anar of Congress, Lirumong Sangdam of BJP, and 3 independent candidates, Kisimyo Yumchunga, Ke Shalom Tong, and T Yangsio Sangdam, are in the fray for 60 Bungro Gifre seat. Sinha said, as on the last date of nomination, there are 13,641 electors and 22 polling stations under 14 South Nangami 1 and 29,601 electors with 77 polling stations at 60 Bungro Gifre Assembly constituency. The CEO further informed that the poll will take place between 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. on November 3. Deputy Commissioner and District Election Officer Kohima, Muhammad Ali Shihab A, has informed that the expenditure observer for the by-election to the 14 South Nangami 1 Assembly constituency arrived yesterday at Kohima. In this regard, all political parties, candidates and general public can contact the expenditure observer at the number 9863 3425 33 for any election matters relating to election expenditure monitoring, or one can meet the observer between 11 a.m. and 12 noon on any working day at Hotel Jaffu, Kohima. Nagaland Legislative Assembly Secretariat informed that upon the demise of Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change and Justice and Law, C.M. Chang, who passed away on October 12 at NHAK, 51 Noxen Assembly constituency seat has become vacant with effect from 13th of October. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. The country has crossed another milestone in its fight against COVID-19. The national cumulative positivity rate has fallen under 8%. This trend has been sustained without a break continuously for 4 days. The cumulative positivity rate is 7.94% now and is steadily declining. Health Ministry has said that the decline in positivity rate has been brought about by a high level of comprehensive countrywide testing. The total tests have crossed 9 crores 50,000 today. The national recovery rate has progressed to 88.26%. 0.26%. Nagaland's COVID-19 tally nears 8,000 mark as the state reported 137 new cases of COVID-19 positive today. The total positive cases in the state has reached 7,953. Health Minister S. Pangyapom informed that 114 new cases were detected from Tomar, Kohima with 19, Mon 2, and 1 each from Tuensang and Kifere. The minister also added that 66 patients have recovered, which include 53 from Tomar and 13 in Kohima. With a total of 6,207 recovered cases, the state recovery rate is at 78.05%. Currently, there are 1,652 active cases, while 21 persons have died due to the infection. Advisor for Urban Development and Municipal Affairs, Dr. Nikesale Kire, today laid the foundation stone of the multi-utility hall of Gorkha Public Panchayat Kohima at Janmari Ground. Speaking on the occasion, Dr. Kire said the COVID-19 pandemic has brought about different norms requiring minimal gatherings on any occasions. He therefore called upon people to avoid large gatherings for their own safety, remarking that the people in the town area have become complacent and do not follow the guidelines or SOPs issued by the government to prevent the spread of COVID-19. He appealed all to continue with what has been asked to do, including wearing a mask and maintaining social distance. Stating that COVID-19 is not likely to stop early, he said everyone has to be careful and spread awareness for their own safety, assuring all possible support towards Gorkha Public Panchayat Kohima and its community members. Dr. Kiri also called upon the Gorkha community to work in cohesion with their leaders for a better future. Forest Division Woka yesterday organized an awareness program on human-elephant conflict mitigation at Ripim Old in Woka. Speaking at a program, National Coordinator Elephant Cell of the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Dr. Brachna P. Banda, called upon all stakeholders to join hands in mitigating human-elephant conflict in order to ensure safety of both species. While acknowledging the pain and suffering caused to the villagers by the wild elephants, she further encouraged them to continue their efforts in ensuring peaceful coexistence of human and elephants. Meanwhile, representatives of the affected villages of England Range under Woka district submitted a representation, Dr. Brachna P. Banda, for immediate redressal and other sustainable projects for the affected villages. And as the nation fights COVID-19 pandemic, let us all remember to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, wash hands frequently with soap and water, or use hand sanitizer, and follow social distancing. And now 20 News, here are the main points again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says infrastructure enhancement and structural reforms introduced by government will make India a global hub of education. Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar launches AYUSHMAN SAHAKAR scheme. Chief Electoral Officer Nagaland issues list of contesting candidates for by-election, says 8 candidates in the fray for 2 assembly seats. And COVID-19 recovery rate in the country improves to 88.26%. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.